think, look, the evidence is that Ukraine was not imminently expecting Tomahawks. We know that when Zelensky left his meeting a couple of weeks ago in Washington, D.C. with President Trump, he said he was, quote, realistic about this. And of course, we see certainly over the weekend and overnight into this morning, Ukraine continues with its own long-range strikes into Russian territory, targeting energy and military infrastructure. I think on the comment, let them get it fought out, that is perhaps more unnerving for Ukraine. It echoes rhetoric that we heard from President Trump after that ill-fated meeting between him and Zelensky in February. And it sort of smacks of perhaps walking away from the whole issue, washing his hands of the whole attempt to bring peace to Ukraine, which would be very bad news for Ukraine. They have been fighting to keep the US engaged, particularly when it comes to the issue of post-war security guarantees. And I think, you know, letting them fight it out, we're seeing elements of that play out in Ukraine right now. Russia is concentrating its efforts around the strategic town of Pokrovsk in Donetsk on the eastern front. President Zelensky says that Russia has amassed a force of some 170,000 troops in the area. Just for context, that is almost 3 times the pre-war population of Pokrovsk. It's about 2.5 times the size of the British regular army, so it is an enormous force. But for context, they've been trying to take this town, which sits on some key roads leading towards other fortress towns in Donetsk. They've been trying to take it for over a year, and they still haven't, though Ukraine acknowledges the situation there is increasingly difficult. So I think, look, fighting it out could take years, and that's why for Ukraine, US support is so critical. Technology like the Tomahawks is so critical, not only because of what it is and its range and its power, but because it could shift the calculation in Moscow as to how long they themselves can drag out this war.